I'm in my room. I'll give you a quick guided tour. Yeah, let's give you a quick guided tour. There's a fireplace. There's a window, there's a bed, there's a desk. There's a mirror, there's a door, and that is a set of double doors through to another bedroom. I've even got a chest of drawers. That looks like someone's been murdered in there. Listen, it was 60 quid. It's central London, just outside Waterloo Station, so shouldn't complain. Off to try and find some food now. It's Saturday morning of the NMEU Europe weekend. Should we open up the window and take in the view? Right, curtains. I say open up the window, I meant curtains. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, it's quite a grey day out there as well. I love the countryside and looking really orange. Right then, journey begins here. Let's shut the door. This is where I've been staying. It was alright. It was cheap. Airbnb. It was about 60 quid, I think. So now, time to get from Waterloo over to Marble Arch where the conference is happening. Breakfast first. I've got to be honest with you, London is so grim. Look at this, it's just, people love it. I'm a country bumpkin. This will do. I love a hotel that's got a room ready for you at 8:30 in the morning. That's a sign of a good hotel. Let's see what the old view's like, shall we? Yeah, not great. Better than the last one though. And I'm on the 8th floor, as you might have seen from the room numbers. So there we go, we're in. Settle in here, get ready, go downstairs. Conference begins at 9. Lesson number 1. Learn how to use the coffee machine. So when I checked in, one of the first things the guy said behind the counter was the minibar is free. Naturally, I'm going to check out the minibar. Found it here, and that's why it's free. No booze. Day 1 done. Well, I say done. Back to the room, freshen up. There's an award ceremony this evening, so that should be good. Black tie do. Time to get the old dicky bow out. Day 1's been all about inspiration and definitely feeling inspired, so it worked. I think for me it's about taking out what's important to you. If you listen to everything that everybody at a conference told you, your brain would just explode. Pull out the bits that work best for you and use them. Simples. Right, I did bring a cookie up with me. Gonna eat that, raid the minibar with no alcohol, and then shower, get dressed, pop back downstairs. This corridor's so long. Yep, dicky bow. It's one of those evenings where you got to put on the whole bib and tucker, even the braces. Yeah, I kind of like getting dressed up like this every once in a while, but it's the award ceremony tonight, so we are fully up for getting dressed up with the braces and everything. Dicky bow. Happy days. Should be a good night. See you downstairs. Day 2, let the fun begin. Is that my normal voice? That might be my late night voice, because I had a late night last night. Anyway, breakfast time. Oh, by the way, Bill Nowicki. I love these t-shirts. So I just went and had breakfast. As you do, you queue, you wait to be seated, and as I was waiting to be seated, oh, looks like quite a nice day. She said, you do realise that your breakfast isn't included? And I just assumed, especially for the price, and I didn't think that was something that you did these days in hotels. So I was just a bit surprised, but she said, look, you know, hey, do you want to pay for it? And I was, well, I'm gonna eat. So I sat down and, you know, I didn't get shirty about it. 2 minutes later, she walked up to me, she said, your breakfast isn't included, she'd been and checked. She goes, but it's a nice day outside. She said, you've been very nice about it, so it'll be our little secret. And I thought, what a sweet thing to do. I would have taken it further, I think, I suppose, because I thought I had included it. And, you know, this room it's not cheap. So a £16 breakfast you would have thought would have been included. But I didn't need to, because she said, it's our little secret. So thank you, Asra, which is A-U-S-R-A. And then I was joined in dinner in breakfast by a cockroach. The biggest cockroach, it's the size of my thumb. It was enormous. Made a bit of a scene actually, because it jumped and crawled under my legs and I jumped on the chair. I looked a bit silly, definitely. Never a dull moment. Right, shower, down for the conference, day 2. So I'm on the train, ready to go home, currently in a carriage with not another soul in it, which is good. Again, can you see it? Did he even say it? Oh, there you go. First class. Only way to travel, he says. Booked it in far in advance, cheap as chips. So yeah, 3-hour journey home. What a weekend. Mike and Isabella, if you are watching, top work, guys. Seriously, NMEU Europe, great. And apparently next year we're off to mainland Europe, potentially going to Krakow. Somewhere I've never been, count me in. If it's as inspirational, half as inspirational as this year's has been, it's going to be a corker. So I'm really looking forward to that already. Right, I'm almost definitely going to fall asleep on this thing. Set an alarm, get my work done now, sleep for the rest of the way. So I was going to plan this all out, and I thought, no, I was going to write it down and script it, and I thought, let's just do this off the cuff. So if I miss anything or anybody out, I do apologise. But just returned from this awesome conference. NMEU Europe, Mike and Isabella Russell. Knocked it out the park again, chaps. I'm just going through my swag bag, actually. Nice, thank you very much. Never have enough analogue paper. Loads of sponsorship stuff. Of course, going to keep stuff like that because I'm sentimental. We all got one of these, of course, although yours didn't have Matt Young written on it. No, probably not. Worksheets here. Adverts, another pad. Oh, that's from the hotel. Some stickers, brilliant stuff. Schedule. Sarah, Tough Girl Podcast. Phil Pallen. Let me tell you about Phil Pallen. What a dude. His speech, his talk, It's so dark in here. Sorry, come on, get some light. There's a window, it should be good. My highlight. Definitely my highlight. Because not only was his talk brilliant and clearly absolutely knows what he's doing, but he was around all weekend long having conversations with everybody, and he treated everybody like a friend, and I think that's just one of the best things ever. He just had a few drinks with him on a Saturday night, and you know, I want to call him my friend. Hardly know the guy, but you know, got his number. Could call you. Loads of different cards and bits and bobs. Steve, nice job on hosting the Freelancer podcast live. Mark, or sound. What a dude. Along with him, Durin Gleaves and Ben, we were up till 3:30 in the morning just chatting. And it wasn't a case of staying up till 3:30 to get smashed. It was a case of having fascinating conversations about business, about life, about all sorts of stuff. Free pens. So yeah, it was that kind of really did it for me. Gotta say, actually I was going to say, yeah. Thank you for the t-shirt. Podcast websites, Mark Asquith. I said it on Spreaker. By the way, Spreaker, thank you. Another t-shirt. That's my t-shirt sorted for the next year. Yeah, I did a thing on Spreaker. I was interviewed. Oh, crikey. It was right at the end of the day, interviewed. And yeah, I said Mark Asquith's talk about your website was one of my 2 highlights. Phil Pallen definitely, but Mark's. I've never thought about my website in terms of my customer, which is so selfish. It's just an advert for me. So that was a really good key takeaway for me. And anybody else watching this, if you weren't at the conference, why should your website be anything else? It seems so obvious. I'm a bit of a facepalm moment because it should have been there. But New Media Europe as a conference has grown from UK Pod 14. I didn't go in 2015, idiot. Went again this year. Rumours of it being on mainland Europe next year. Awesome. Trip abroad. Don't mind that at all. But it's just a fantastic community. Mike and Isabella, just top work. The smiles on your faces. I mean, I've known Mike for probably 20 years. We do that radio thing, or we did that radio thing. And to see your journey to where you are now, and to see the struggles along the way, it's refreshing, it's honest, and I'm so chuffed for you, genuinely chuffed for you. I want to continue on that journey myself. I'm off to Podcast Movement. I know that Mark Asquith's going to be there. We've also got the man I'm sharing a room with, Colin Gray, poor fella, he doesn't know what he's let himself in for. The podcast host is going to be over there, and this is it's my challenge to myself. I'm putting it out there. It's got to happen. I will launch my podcast at Podcast Movement in Chicago in July. There, I've said it. It's out in the open now. No going back. Conferences, go to them. Sometimes conferences can be so boring. This one isn't. It's full of amazing people, and the content was fantastic. You know, if you're a plumber and you have to go to a plumbing conference, I can imagine it might be boring. But if it is, make up your own conference and make it amazing. The community is the number one thing for me. Learning is brilliant, but actually that community, knowing there's people there going through the same struggles as me with the same amount of enthusiasm as me, is really refreshing. So connect with those people, draw enthusiasm from them, and just keep pushing on. I cannot wait for 2017. Rumours of Poland. Yeah, I'm up for that. I've already checked the flights, costs and stuff. Right, that's this vlog done. That was New Media Europe. You didn't see very much of it, apart from lots of escalators and undergrounds, because that's kind of the only stuff I film, really. I didn't want to take the camera down during the day. I was too busy taking notes. Brilliant. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Isabella. Thank you to all the speakers, and of course, all the attendees. There wouldn't be a conference if we didn't attend. So, awesome. Love you guys. See you soon.